Welcome to DBSync's Partner Series, where we share insight our partners bring when successfully implementing products and services for their clients. In this year's first segment in the series, we're discussing the trends or the next big thing our partners are focusing on and the benefits of partnering together to meet these demands in these rapidly changing and uncertain times. So basically, we're going to highlight our partners by gaining a bit of a bird's eye view into the work that they're doing, discover the trends our partners are following and preparing for, and confirm, as we believe, the benefits of partnership to be, prepared to meet those challenges ahead. So without further ado, let's just dig right in. So I'd like to welcome Brandon Walton, a Salesforce consultant and the co-founder of Cypress Learning. They fairly recently joined the DBSync family in 2021, and we're thrilled to have them and see how we can partner together better. But Brandon, before we start talking about kind of trends and where that all takes us and how we do it, let's get a little bit more about Cypress Learning, what you do, and maybe, if you would, something that you think, your company is most famous for, if you will, or your biggest accomplishments, something that basically sets you apart from the rest.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Adrian. So Cypress Learning Solution, we are a registered Salesforce consulting partner and an ISV. We really focus on the consulting services. And what sets us apart is most everything we do has been remote. And that was something that we've done even pre-pandemic. And the reason for us doing it that way is one, a cost savings that we're able to pass on to the customers. So they're not paying for flights, room and board, and things like that. And two, just the flexibility it allows our consulting team to have. So we've had consultants that have moved several times since they've started working for us. And we love that. We think it's amazing to see someone, first year they were working with us, they're in sunny California, San Diego, or something like that. And they decide to move to Colorado or move to Texas. We've even had folks move from the Midwest down to Colombia. We have people in Italy. So it's been really cool to really embrace the remote workforce, even before we were all forced to embrace it. Just to give the flexibility for our team, if folks are able to be happy with where they're at and not feel chained to any particular location. So I think just being a remote first consulting partner has really done a lot for us.
That makes perfect sense. We certainly know that too. And that was one area where we almost felt a little guilty because we thrived a little bit during the first part of remote, because companies that hadn't gotten there yet were like, oh, we need to get there. And we're like, hey, we've got solutions. So I kind of know what you mean in that sense of, before it was, the trend, so to speak, we're already kind of operating in that space, which makes it really helpful. So, I imagine then, you have to stay ahead of things because you're working with folks and always have to know kind of what's the next latest and greatest, as we say. And in IT, we know it well because things change on a dime. I feel like I've just learned something and then 6 months later, time to learn something else. So let us know a little bit more about what your process is. Like, how do you know something's a trend? And then how do you determine, that it's time to focus on it? So like, how did you determine what you're focusing on for 2022? And then, after we kind of get a sense of that, if you would, how's that going so far? I know we're only into the first quarter, but what sense are you getting? And are there any sort of challenges that you've really had to prepare for or think about?
Yeah, great question. And you nailed it. There's all challenges. And as soon as you sort those challenges out, there's going to be new challenges. So like with every, business, trying to find ways to grow and scale and do things more efficiently while keeping customers and colleagues happy, right? So those are always, I'd call our core challenges that we're looking to solve for. And I think our focus, our mantra, if you will, is if you take care of your customers and your people, the trends will take care of themselves. So you manage the trends by having your true North Star. Like when all is said and done, we're going to take care of our customers. We're going to make sure that we're helping them the way that we promised to help them, and then make sure that the people are helping us deliver that promise also feel taken care of. So they feel that they can do what they need to do to live meaningful and fulfilling lives. And how we get there, is just working every day, right? If you're involved and you are in it every single day, the trends kind of emerge, right? You start connecting the dots based off of the conversations that you're having, off of what you're hearing people say. And then what's interesting, you have these conversations, and then, a couple of weeks later, or a couple of months later, or a couple of days later, whatever it might be, then the news articles come out about it, and you're just like, oh,
Right.
that's interesting. We kind of expected that. So I think the way that we stay on top of trends is just by like fully engaging in what it is that we're fully engaging in our world. And one of the beautiful things about CRM consulting, sales consulting, is our clients just tend to be all over the place in that regard. So we're able to see things at first impact on how they're affecting certain clients of ours. And then based off of that, we're kind of able to see the trends. We're going to make the adoptions because of our mantra, our morals, our true north: keep our customers happy, keep our people happy. We just really use that, and that's been what's helped us grow year over year over year, and helps us determine what trends we're attacking and when. And I would say for our trends for 2022, most important internally is to continue to streamline our internal processes. So as a Salesforce consulting firm, continuing to make that our source of truth. So we're always looking at ways of making how we do things more efficient. Even though we're consulting clients and doing that, we're also spending a lot of time and effort making sure that we are doing it as well. So that way, when we need to enter certain information or track certain things, getting the data in there is really straightforward and easy. If we're going to design some kind of an automation or automate a workflow, we want to make sure that we understand it really, really well. So it's not just go in, oh, I think we need to automate all this stuff. It's, let's do it manually for a little bit. Okay, let's talk about how we did that manually. And now let's find ways to streamline it. So we've always had this approach of just making things easier for us to do internally, making things better for our customer. That's how we identify the trends, and that's how we decide what we're going to attack next.
And have you seen any like particular challenges or anything like, you know what the trend is, but you're like, oh, this is a lot.
Yeah. And that's a layered question, because there's a lot of different trends and a lot of different things that they affect. So, everything that's going on with the world will impact you in one way or another as you're growing a business and you're working with customers who live in different places of the world and engage with it in different ways. So, there's always things that are, that are changing, and you just have to embrace those challenges.
Yeah. Well, certainly I know. I mean, we know that. And I, like you, we too are always kind of, we look to what are our customers, what are they looking, what are they needing, what are they asking for? And then we do our best to try and create as well. And, while we think we're ahead, of course, doing something else, we're like, oh, we never realized, or we weren't sure that would even be something more than one person would want. So it's some work staying ahead of things and getting the business to, to follow suit, but it's something we have to do. So like for us, obviously data management, kind of a big deal. We've been in the game for over a decade, so we've watched it grow and grow, and like, we're just, seeing this huge wave, and we're like, it's going to hit shore. So we've got to help folks be prepared for that. And we know one way to do that is not just by having great products, but also by having some partners who are not only great at what they do, but help make us a little bit better, but what we do as well. And so while, we like to pat ourselves on the back a little bit and say, hey, we feel like we've got some great, plug and play products. We're a well-oiled machine, where we feel like, our support is great, and that's what sets us apart a little bit from the rest. But that's what we think. So I'm always curious with our partners, based on your experience, what has your experience been as far as what have you worked on with us, what went well and what didn't go well? What else do you need? Because as we said, partnerships need to be a little bit more than transactional. So what else is, perhaps lacking or could be developed further that would be really good moving forward?
Yeah, I say one of the things that has really helped us be successful in our Salesforce services, again, that's really what we're focused on more than anything else, is even as our company starts growing, we still take very much a small business, a small team approach to everything that we do. So for clients that are working with us, while we teach automation inside of Salesforce, we're also, Pardot experts as well. So in the Salesforce world, we definitely automate things, and we rely on automation to help us be more efficient. But everything isn't all automated, and I think that's an interesting point because as companies and our clients fit into this bucket as well, look into ways for maximizing efficiency. And the solution always be, oh, well, buy more products, buy more of this automation tool, automate more of these processes.
Right.
We're big believers that automation helps people be more effectful and more impactful in what they're doing from a day-to-day capacity. It does not replace people. It helps people become more productive. And one of the things that we try to do and continue to try to do is not overvalue automation over people. So we always view, whether it's artificial intelligence or whatever it is, good stuff to have. It's going to help us be more efficient and more effective in what we do, whether that's making a customer happy, however we can leverage technology.
Sure.
But the most important thing is the people who are at the steering wheel. So again, taking care of your team, making sure your team has a clear idea of what they're doing, investing in training our people so that when they're working with clients, they're not in a world where they don't know what they have to talk about. If they are, give them help, and it's not, hey, we're going to replace you with this automation because you didn't send this email out on time or you didn't get this record on time. But it's taking a look at the processes that people go through and the potential bottlenecks that people might have, and then find ways to augment that. And it doesn't come at the expense of anyone's, at least right now, doesn't come at the expense of anyone's job or anything like that. But it's just, hey, if we can make you more productive, then that should impact our business in a very positive way. So finding that harmony between automating things and purchasing systems and tools that allow us to be more effective, but not necessarily thinking of, oh, it's either this software or this person, right? Looking at it as it's both. It's a collaboration. It's humans and machine learning. It's things working together to accomplish the goal. Because at the end of the day, especially in a consulting services firm, our clients don't want to engage with a pre-recorded video that Brandon recorded 5 months ago that's being served to them because some algorithm says, hey, Adrian, I think you need to watch this video now. You want to talk to a person. You want to ask a question. You want someone thinking about that. And if that person can leverage some machine learning to help them support you better, that's a very awesome experience versus let's replace that person totally with this chat bot or something like that, right? So that's one of the things that we really embrace. I think it's helped us retain a good level of feedback from the folks that we work with, and I think that's what people want to see, and also what people are nervous about, right?
Right.
Will we have a job if it's replaced with automation? I believe so. I believe that people can't be replaced.
Right, and I agree, and more, and especially since I tend to be in consulting or those types of customer-facing type places where we know, again, we can send as many things, like we said, pre-prepared, they can do all that, but it doesn't replace that contact, and I think we certainly understand that. And also, just even when you're in technology in general, just knowing that there's always that element of kind of having to touch and train to help in those different ways. We're never quite ever all experts and good on our own. So I think that makes a big difference. I think you're right. So yeah, the benefits of partnership, as you've mentioned, are really not just as far as helping to get things done, but like you said, really building kind of beyond that. And that's kind of how we would like to move going forward as well. So thank you for highlighting that, also for letting us kind of know the challenges, but also the good things and staying ahead of those trends. Sometimes it's hard to know where to place your emphasis. So like you said, I think you're right. Just being in the sort of the daily grind helps you get a sense of what people are really looking for. And that helps you then say, oh, I've seen this a few times. Maybe this means something. So thank you for sharing that expertise and that experience. But before we go, are there any last pearls of wisdom you'd like to share with us, or any, last parting words just about anything in particular in this process?
Well, I think, where the future lies is deeper integration between systems. So I am a technologist for all intents and purposes. I believe in technology. I believe in machine learning and the capability, and I think we're really only scratching the surface. It's exciting to see all the businesses and new ideas that are coming into the space and looking at ways of automating processes. I'm a big believer in technology. And I believe that what the future is better syncing of information, better connectivity of information, sending more information back and forth. So I believe in this integrated technology future, right? The integration of technology all becoming like a singular cloud layer of data, if you will. I'm a big believer in that. But my final thought is we can have that and people.
Yeah.
I think that's the future. A true partnership is a partnership between the people, the processes, and the tools, right? So technology provides us the tools. DBSync provides us the tools to be able to accomplish something. But without people understanding, okay, what is it that we're solving for? The tool isn't going to solve the problem for you by itself. The tool, a hammer is not going to build your house for you. You can't buy a saw and get a shelf. You're still making, and we have robotics that might be able to build a shelf for us now, or a robot that can take a hammer and take a saw. But still, what is it that we're serving? What's the piece that needs to come out of it? That's the problem. Is always the problem that needs to be solved is always going to be inherently human. And because of that, we always need human to human interaction to understand those problems, understand those trends, and resolve them together.
I couldn't have said it better myself. So for people to learn a little bit more about that, and all the other amazing things that I know you're working on, where can they find out more information about Cypress Learning?
Yeah, so our website is cypresslearning.com. Some of the cool things that we'll have coming out next couple of months is we'll continue extending upon our certified education platform. So for folks who are looking to get certified in Salesforce, we'll continue building upon those workshops and quizzes that are available from the Academy, which you can all get to through cypresslearning.com. We've also got a couple of packages that we'll be releasing later on in this year. So things that'll be add-ons for folks' Salesforce accounts to allow them to do things like deliver consulting services better, deliver education services better. Now, there's a theme there if you pick up on it. So we've got some packages that we'll be releasing soon that we're really excited about. And yeah, you can find us at cypresslearning.com.
All right. So some things to look forward to. That's nice.
Absolutely.
We'll keep on our eye out. And for those looking for a little bit more information on DBSync, you can also find all of that at our website, www.mydbsync.com. We've got a few things on YouTube, as you should, and you can also follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter as well. So please keep an eye out for subsequent partner videos like these to stay enlightened and know kind of what we should be doing and how we'd like to think DBSync as a partner can help you get there. So until we meet again, thank you so much for your time, and we'll continue to keep your apps talking. Thanks again. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.